Welcome back. The Lagos State government has allocated homes to 16 people whose homes were demolished as a result of some defect discovered by the government. This occurred today at the 6th Lagos Housing Ownership Scheme draw, during which 48 people became home winners. Governor Babatunde Fashola, who was present at the draw, says regeneration process is also going on at the Adeniji Adele estate, and when reconstructed, families whose houses were defective and demolished will also be compensated.
It's a draw of two numbers, 48 of prospective homeowners, but 16 is the more interesting number. When their original homes were collapsing over their heads, these 16 residents were asked to temporarily evacuate, and a promise was made. Now the time has finally arrived.
As a result of the reclamation and redevelopment going on around Breadfruit, Marina, and that part of Lagos, and the people there were moved to Ogba, to a housing estate. Flooding came, and the houses that they were moved to no longer became habitable. We can move there because we promised that if we rebuild it, we will put you back. And those who chose to deal with us are now back in their homes.
The same will also apply to residents of Adeniji Adele on Lagos Island whose houses are defective.
We have demolished now 5 of the blocks that used to accommodate 30 families, and we are about to start construction in that place to put back all those who want to come back and to provide more.
And back to the matter of the homes draw. As usual, winners were chosen from a random ballot.
We know what it takes to be a tenant in Lagos. So the pressure from landlords and all that, and with this development now, I hope that that accommodation problem with the attendant pressure would go down. It's really a good feeling to be a winner today.
201 applicants applied for the draw, 156 qualified, and 48 won the homes. The Lagos State government is assuring citizens that homes will continue to be available to citizens who intend to own a home.
Ladies, this mission, ITU Child Online Protection Champion. Welcome.
Drodzy Państwo, witamy.
We're looking at pictures from earlier today. Nigeria acquired the first ever dual-purpose vessel newly built in Gdansk, the Republic of Poland, in a bid to boost its economy through agriculture. The 36.30-meter vessel, named after the first executive director of the Nigerian Institute for Marine Research and Oceanography, Edward Bayagbon, was commissioned and christened by the First Lady, Mrs. Patience Jonathan. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Akiwumi Adesina, says the acquisition of the 10.1 million euro vessel will see to 25% reduction in fish importation, giving room for the exploitation of the country's rich tuna resources. Our correspondent Loretta Chogo, who is in Poland, reports that the RV Bayagbona is due back in Nigeria next month and will be handed over to the Institute for Marine Research and Oceanography. The vessel, to be used for deep-sea fishing and research works, will operate on a public-private partnership. This is the 124th vessel delivered to Nigeria by Poland-based Remontowa Shipping Company.
First Bank.
Welcome to Business News. Dollar sales by some major oil companies boosted the Naira at the interbank forex market as the local currency closed at 161 Naira 80 kobo per dollar. Dealers say a unit of Chevron sold $60.7 million. Nigerian liquefied natural gas sold an unspecified amount, while the NNPC asked lenders to bid for its usual dollar sale, prompting gains in the local currency's value. They expect the local currency could gain slightly on Thursday, but it will hover around 161 and 162 naira to the dollar level until a major demand for the greenback hits the market. At the parallel market, the naira closed at 170 naira to the dollar. Some of the 21 companies issued notice of delisting at the Nigerian Stock Exchange are now improving on their performances. Stockbrokers who deal with some of these shares explained that a couple of the companies have begun to declare their backlog of results. In line with the notice, the stockbrokers also advised concerned companies to comply with directives of the exchange before the 3 months expiration date.
Some of them have turned in their results. So whether they are now traded more than they are traded before or not is left for the investing public. But the exchange needs this result. The investing public, the stockholders, the stakeholders need the report. So some of them have started turning in their reports, and I'm sure by the end of that 3 months, they will not be delisted any longer.
For those ones which I will mention names that are putting efforts, talking to the stock exchange, even trying to submit results, at least allowing stock exchange to know what they are doing, I think for those ones, at the end of the day, they will be able to meet up and they will remain listed. But for the ones that are not making any efforts, or no efforts in talking to their investors or even talking to the stock exchange, of course, those ones will be delisted.
The Nigerian equities market slipped back into negative territory at the end of midweek trade as the oil share index lost 0.81% to close at 41,753.21. Bisi Adebayo joins us now with the rest of the day's closing figures.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Markets Reports. It was a bearish session on the floor of the Nigerian equities market today as key indicators failed to sustain previous gains. The oil share index declined by as much as 0.81% and midweek session at 41,753.21. Market capitalization also dropped to 13.78 trillion naira. Market breadth was negative as 17 stocks appreciated while 31 declined. Forte Oil, Mobil and Sky Shelter got the cold shoulder from investors and emerged the session's top laggards. On the gainers chart, CAP topped with 52 kobo, with Lafarge Wapco and Livestock trailing behind. Major contributors to market volume include Continental Insurance, FBN Holdings, and ETI. When we closed in bell rag, investors had staked 245.69 billion units of shares, valued at 2.79 billion naira, and exchanged in 4,633 deals. That ends the stock market reports. I'm Bisi Adebayo.
Well, that's a wrap on Business News. Amarachi will be back with the rest of the news at 10.
First Bank.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's Falconets aspire for the quarterfinals of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup. That's in sports news. Please join us again.